What it do, what it do, what it do. Greetings, greetings, my brothers and sisters. This is Chief Flying Eagle, Ra Elohim, aka the Black Identity Slayer. I'm coming for the beast. I'm going to take out the beast, that black beast that's been plaguing my people for all these years. Our ancestors detest being called black. Those were fighting words. They would fight you if you call them black. All right? But now we are here fighting people to be called black. Hell ho, how the tides have changed. But let me get into this real quick. All right. And from the very title of the video, it says Black Americans separating themselves from black immigrants, and she included the Caribbean as immigrants. All right. But let me just explain this. Caribbean people cannot be immigrants on their own land. And I've broken that down before. Literally, the entire Americas was brainwashed. Okay, indoctrinated to think that we all came from Africa and this landmass was empty until these so-called natives came from the Bering Strait and there was nobody in the land. They just happened to come from Siberia, come from Russia, Eurasia. And why would we leave Eurasia in the first place? And just walk on the other side and found this vast land, a continent that's literally bigger than Africa, and nobody was there. But anyway, that's the story that y'all want to deal with. Go ahead and believe it, because in the word believe is the word lie. But let us deal with this. There's no such thing as Black Americans. Most people just gotta keep calling the United States America. Stop putting a curse on our motherland. Okay? The United States is not America. There's no such thing as Black Americans. There's no such thing as black immigrants in regards to people. However, they are black persons. You only exist on paper. A creature that was created by the United States. It's called a human. Human, a monster. Okay? Regardless of who's doing the disrespecting, I'm going to let you listen to what she's saying. Because Black Americans, black immigrants, they are in the same boat. Because they are all matus, unalive in law. So it's like the dead fighting the dead, the blind leading the blind. Well, oh, no, you blind. No, you blind. No, you blind. No, you blind. No, you dead. No, you dead. No, you the dead one. No, you the dead. It's this, y'all all the same. So why y'all fighting each other? Why are y'all fighting each other? That's my point. But let us listen to what the sister is saying. Hold up. Whoa. Hold on for a second.
Like, don't piss in my mouth and then call it lemonade. Because what's the derogatory word for white people that's colonizing your land to this day? And for the Caribbean and Africans that say we don't have any culture, and come on now, we can already debunk that. What's your culture? And don't tell me food. It's to the point where I don't even want to date a Caribbean or an African that has a coon mindset unless you have a rider mindset. And Black Americans built this country, not Africans, don't you forget.
All right, cool. So a couple of things here for a second, right? My sister, my beloved sister, you know what I mean? I love my peoples, all right? At least she said she will not date a coon, African or Caribbean. Hey, man, listen, you should not date a coon anything, even if they call themselves Black American. You dig? So with that being said, she's open to dating the ones that are not coons, all right? So there's hope. But anyway, the point I'm making is this, right? When we talk about culture, we have our culture. When I say we, I'm talking about in the Americas, all right? The culture came from our ancestors, okay, as a collective, and it was shared amongst our people. You feel me? So I tell people like this, it doesn't matter where the disrespect come from. I was born in the Caribbean, in Dominica, North America. All right. But I'm not going to stand for the disrespect. I'm not going to allow anybody from the Caribbean to disrespect my brothers and sisters in the United States. And I'm not going to allow people in the United States to disrespect me from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? The point I'm making is this. All of this needs to stop. That's the point I'm making, because I stand for the collective. Okay. And going back to Black Americans built this country. No, they didn't. They didn't. We already, as indigenous people, the original indigenous people of the land, my sister, we had all our big, in fact, we had bigger civilizations than what you see right now. Our stuff was broken down. And if you call yourself black, as per the United States, they say you belong in Africa to a racial group of people that don't belong to an original people or landmass. So therefore, you are African, somewhere in Africa. So you did not build my ancestral land. It was already here. Now, if you're talking about the original indigenous people, American Indians, yes, we built this because we have always been here. And don't tell me when she say Black Americans, I know what she mean. No, I don't. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Stop calling yourself black. Stop calling other people black. I don't care if you're from Scotland. I don't care if you're from Italy. I don't care if you're from Russia. All you so-called black people that's waking up from Europe with the black thing, keeping my people in the black, because that's done intentionally, because they don't realize what's going on. They don't realize it's a spiritual curse that these people are continuously putting on our people, because they know why. Once we wake up, we are the most powerful people on the planet. But we have to give up being black. So they have to keep us in the black. You think these people didn't know they existed? You think they didn't have the internet? Why they wasn't talking about they black and all of them? The gingers and all of them talking about they black 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 1 year ago. Why you think so? Because it wasn't time to implement the plan. It is all by design. So my sister, I hear what you're saying. I agree. Anybody who disrespect you, man, put them in their place. But let us not make it a thing of the collective. In every ethnic group, no matter where you go, okay, you will find people who are ignorant, but don't make it the collective. Because the same way all our people in the Americas were brainwashed with the roots, the movies, the 12 years of slavery. We came from Africa. It was taught all over the Americas. The reason why it was pretty much promoted as a bigger propaganda in the United States is because of the media. All right? But you have to travel to hear and see. So the point is, I stand for the collective. That is me, though. And that's what I want all people to see. Because we're being divided intentionally. And they put certain people in place to make sure that their plan work. So I hear you, sis. I ain't mad at you. But let's stop calling ourselves black. Let's stop calling our people black. You feel me? And you could make the videos and say original indigenous people, the American Indians. Stop disrespecting us. Yeah, you know, I'm cool with that. Because anybody that's disrespecting us, I don't care where they're from. They could be from right here in the Americas. They're disrespecting us, then we got problems. Period. That's all I got to say on that.